is Chantel, and the monologue I'll be doing is from the musical Dear Evan Hansen. The character I'll be playing is Evan. He told a really big lie and he just confessed it. A year later, he meets up with one of the people he lied to, and he assures himself that everything will be alright. Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be a good day, and here's why. Because today, no matter what else, you are you. So no hiding, no lying, just you. And that's enough. Maybe someday, everything that happens will feel like a distant memory. Maybe someday, no one will even remember about the Connor Project. Or me. And maybe someday, some other kid will be standing here, staring out at the trees, feeling so alone, wondering if the world might look a little different from all the way up there. Better? And maybe he'll start climbing, and he'll keep going. Even when it seems like he can't find another foothold. Even when everything feels hopeless, like everything is telling him to let go. This time, he won't let go. He'll just hold on. He'll hold on and keep going. Keep on going until he sees the sun. The second monologue I'll be doing is from the play Our Town. I'll be playing Mrs. Gibbs. Mrs. Gibbs is a loving housewife and mother. She confesses that it's her lifelong dream to see Paris, France, but her husband refuses to go. You know, Myrtle, it's been the dream of my life to see Paris, France. Oh, I don't know. It sounds crazy, I suppose. But for years I've been promising myself that if we ever had the chance, I'd make him take me somewhere. You know how he is. I haven't heard a serious word out of him since I've known him. No, he said. It might make him discontented with Grover's Corners to go traipsing about Europe. Better let well enough alone, he says. Every 2 years, he makes a trip to the battlefields of the Civil War, and that's enough treat for anybody, he says. Dr. Gibbs is never so happy as when he's at Antietam or Gettysburg. The times I walked over those hills, Myrtle, stopping at every bush, pacing it all out like we were going to buy it. Oh, sorry I mentioned it. Only it seems to me that once in your life, before you die, you ought to see a country where you don't talk in English and don't even want to.
Hi, my character's name is Veronica Sawyer from Heathers. She is this girl enjoying her lovely, cozy life with her parents until she gets adopted by the Heathers and starts to make decisions that are weird due to that. Weird, creepy, and crazy. In these scenes, we show that Veronica is angry, maybe weird kind of angry because Heather's influenced her, that she killed everybody and doesn't feel guilty about it, like usually stuff that happened to me when I started to get into the popular kids and stuff. This other one is the one with Betty Finn. The one that she tells how she betrayed Betty Finn for those watch heads and coke heads and all. Also how her popularity truly affected her. Dear Diary, my parents wanted to move me out of high school, or in high school rather, when I left the 6th grade, because I had trouble making friends. blah 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 blah. Now all I do here is blah 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 blah. I use my IQ to determine the kind of lipstick I'd want to wear. We don't. Or the kind of friends I'd be making, for example. Betty Finn was a true friend, and I betrayed her for some swatch heads and killer Diet Coke heads. Doing that to Heather Chandler was like abominating the Wicked Witch of the West. No, East. No, West. Oh my gosh, I sound like a psycho. Dear Diary, Heather told me she needed to teach real life. She said, real life sucks, losers try. So I said, you want to do my hair? And I should learn to fly with eagles, or if they prefer, keep on testing her, and end up like Betty Finn. She said, you look beautiful. Look, George, I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I can't hold it anymore. We used to be friends and all, and then you started getting into what? Baseball? And then you hardly talk to anyone. Not even your family or friends. Especially your family. You don't talk to them anymore. I'm sorry, George. You've just become a bit of a snob and all. The girls may act like they like you, but behind your back, they say all sorts of things. And I have to agree with them a little. Sorry, but I can't be sorry I said it.
Hi, my name is Gab Angeles and I'll be playing Noah from The Notebook as a soldier, and the scene I'll be playing is Ali, his lover, came back after 7 years of leaving him and then asks him if he's okay. Am I okay? 7 years ago, you walked out of my life with so much as a goodbye and I never heard from you again. You wanna know how I'm doing? I fought in the war. Finn's dead. That's how I'm doing. My dad sold his house and we sunk every penny both of us ever had into buying this place and fixing it up. And we did. We built this place with our bare hands. Me hoping in some crazy way that it would bring you back, but it didn't. And now Dad's dead too. Dad's dead too. That's how I'm doing. And still, even now, after all this time, when I hear a car pull up the driveway, or somebody says my name, or a letter comes, or the phone rings, I get excited because I think maybe, just maybe, it might be you. But it never is. And now, here you are, this ghost, standing in front of me, asking me if I'm okay. Yeah, Ali, I'm just fine. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be playing the wise Mr. Webb from the play Our Town, and the scene I'll be playing is when Mr. Webb gives his son-in-law George advice before he gets married. George, I was thinking the other night of some advice my father gave me when I got married. Charles, he said, Charles, start out early showing who's boss, he said. Best thing to do is to give an order, even if it don't make sense. Just so she'll learn to obey. And he said, if anything about your wife irritates you, her conversation or anything, just get up and leave the house. That'll make it clear to her, he said. And, oh yes, he said, never, Never let your wife know how much money you have. Never. So what I did, I took the opposite of my father's advice, and I've been happy ever since, George. And let that be a lesson to you, never to ask advice on personal matters.
I'm Kiza Reyes and I'll be performing a monologue from Thornton Wilder's Art Town. I'll be performing as Emily Whip. Emily has just died in childbirth and she gets to go back to a time that she wishes to see. She also says goodbye to her parents for the last time. The next monologue that I will be performing is from Jean Girardot's Undine. Undine is a water nymph who falls in love with a knight named Hans. Unfortunately, she can't stay in Hans's world, which is very different from her own. Thus, she says goodbye to him. I can't bear it. They're so young and beautiful. Why did they ever have to grow old? I'm here. I'm grown up. I love you all. Everything. Can't look at everything hard enough. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Games, Mama. Molly is dead too. His appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. We felt just terrible about it. Don't you remember? But just for a moment, we're all together. Mama, just for a moment, we're happy. Let's look at one another. I can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all of it was going on in life, and we never noticed. Take me back. Up the hill. To my grave. But first, wait. Just one more look. Goodbye. Goodbye, Grover's Corners. Mama and Papa. Goodbye, the clock's ticking. Mama's sunflowers. And food. And coffee. And wearing dresses. And hot baths. And and sleeping and waking up. Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you. Does anyone ever realize life while they live it? I'm ready to go back. Before I left, I took some things in our room. I threw them in the river. They seem strange to me. And the water. These bits of wood and metal. That speak to me of you. They float about, aimlessly, out of their element. It's because I'm not used to it yet. Tomorrow, they will seem as firm and as stable as the current in which they float. I shall not know what they mean exactly, but I shall live among them, and it will be strange if I don't use them sometimes. I shall drink from your cup. I shall look into your mirror. Sometimes, perhaps, your clock will strike. Timeless, I shall not understand this sound, but I shall hear it. And so, in my way, though death and the infinite come between us, I shall be true to you, always.
Hello, it's Isabel de Rosario, and I will be presenting to you my monologue from the Netflix movie Marriage Story. Marriage Story is a movie about marital problems, society's pressure on women, and divorce. In this scene, Nora, the family lawyer, is talking to her client Nicole regarding whether or not she should push through the divorce from her estranged husband Charlie. People don't accept mothers who drink too much wine and yell at their child and call him a jerk. I get it. I do it too. We can accept an imperfect dad. Let's face it, the idea of a good father was only invented like 30 years ago, but before that, fathers were expected to be silent and absent and unreliable and selfish. But on some basic level, we accept them. We love them for their fallibilities, but we don't accept the same failings in mothers. We don't accept it structurally, and we don't accept it spiritually. Because the basis of our Judeo-Christian whatever is Mary, the mother of Jesus, and she is perfect. She's a virgin who gives birth, unwaveringly supports her child, and holds his dead body when he's gone. And the dad isn't even there. The dad didn't even do it. God is in heaven. God is the Father, and God did not show up. So you have to be perfect, and Charlie can be a stuck-up, but it doesn't even matter. You will always be held to a higher, different standard. It's messed up, but that's the way it is. George, I was thinking the other night of some advice my father gave me when I got married. Charles, he said, Charles, Start out early by showing her who's boss. Best thing to do is to give her an order, even if it don't make sense, just so she learn how to be. And if anything about your wife irritates you, her conversations, anything, then get up and leave the house. That'll make it clear to her, he said. Oh, and he said to never, never let your wife know how much money you have. Never. So, I took the opposite of my father's advice, and I've been happy ever since. Let this be a lesson to you, George, to never ask advice on personal matters.
Hi, my name is Mika Sayabo, and I'm going to play a character named Kaz Brecker. He is one of the protagonists of a novel called Six of Crows, written by Lee Bardugo. Kaz Brecker is a crippled thief, but don't underestimate him for that, for he will do absolutely anything for the right price. In this scene, Kaz is finally carrying out the revenge plan he has been scheming for nearly his whole life. So sit back and enjoy watching.
Pekka Rollins. We're long overdue for a chat. I don't need to fight you, Rollins. I'm going to offer you a trade. It's about the Kalish Prince. Oh no. Not your gambling den on East Ave. I mean, the little Kalish Prince. Fond of sweets, red hair like his father, doesn't take very good care of his toys. Weren't you the one who told me how much alike you and Vanek are? Men of industry, building something to leave behind. Both of you so concerned with your legacy. What good is all that if there's no one to leave it to? So I found myself asking, just who is he building for? You can try killing everything I love, Rollins. The trick is not to love anything. You can threaten me all you like. You can gut me where I stand. But there's no way you'll find your son in time to save him. Shall I have him sent to your door with his throat cut and dressed in his best suit? In return for your son's life, there's one thing I want from you. I want you to remember. 7 years ago, you ran a con on 2 boys from the south. Farm boys, too stupid to know any better. You took us in, made us trust you, fed us hotspot with your fake wife and fake daughter. You took our trust, and then you took our money, and then you took everything. Can't quite recall. There were so many birds there. How many swindles that year? How many unlucky pigeons have you conned in the time since? Don't worry, your boy isn't dead. Yet. Here, I'll help. You used the name Jacob Hertzsoon. You made my brother a runner for you. You operated out of a coffee house. The one with the cherry trees, across from the park. You duped us out of everything. We ended up on the streets and then we died. Both of us. In our own way. But only one of us was reborn. We were 2 pigeons, And you happen to be the one who plucked us. If it hadn't been you, it would have been someone else. Well, it's your bad luck that it was you. Yours. And your sons. I buried your son. I buried him alive 6 feet beneath the earth, in fields of rocky soil. I could hear him crying the whole time, begging for his father. Papa, Papa. I've never heard a sweeter sound. It's a simple trade, Rollins. Just speak my brother's name, and your son lives. How about another hint? You invited us to a house on Selvastraat. Your wife played the piano. Her name was Margit. There was a silver dog, and you called your daughter Saskin. She wore a red ribbon in her braid. You see, I remember. I remember all of it. It's easy. That's right. 2 boys from Lich. We had a piddling little fortune. My brother fancied himself a trader. Wanted to be rich, like every other nub who steps off a rowboat to the barrel. 2 more fools for you to cozy. Now, tell me his name. Now you're bribing me. I can make myself rich. And if you could truly give whatever I want, bring my brother back from the dead. You want your boy? What right does your son have to his precious godly life? How is he different from me or my brother? Say my brother's name. Say it like they do on the magic shows in East Ave, like an incantation. It's a simple trade, Rollins. Just speak my brother's name, and your son lives. I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth. Shame the devil. Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot, and I used to watch you as you did everything. Because we've been friends for so long. Then, you began spending all your time at baseball. And you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even to your own family, you didn't. And, George, it's a fact. You've got awful, conceited, and stuck up. And all the girls say so. They may not say so to your face, but that's what they say about you behind your back. And it hurts me to hear them say it, but I've got to agree with them a little. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry I said it.
My second monologue is from the play Our Town.
Aray! Ako na.
Hi! For this monologue, I will be playing Alyssa. Ay, blooper.